when I do a video, I think it's gonna cut off. I don't know, it just seems like this is cutting off. I wanted to talk about, I gotta check this time because I tried it twice and it's cutting off. I think I have to get a new phone because I do too many videos. But this one I was talking about the deception, okay? The fine line is the fact that there are some people who really believe that, that they're worshiping God. So that can say the deceiver. That can say that's a fine line because not all feel that they're not all feel that that they're serving God. Okay, so there's also those who agree with it. I don't know how I can say agree, but I don't want to say experiences because I know I have experience, but I already talked about them. But I can say that it's like that's what they want. Okay, so we have those who are actually being deceived, like I told you, my sister, and I really do believe that she really thinks that it's God. And then I have someone else in my family who says she's going to stay with Jehovah, and that to me seems like, I don't know, it seems like kind of like, it's not what, I'm not saying what she wants, but it's kind of like a deception too, not as strong as the first one, but there's another line there in the fact that it seems different, but it's still like a very, because she wants, because, then I have to figure out, is it because it's God or what? So what I'm trying to say is that there's different degrees of reasons why someone is going to stay in the organization. And then there's also those who agree with it. They see what's going on and they agree with it and they feel comfortable with it and they work along with it, and that's their life. And that's what they want. It seems like. So that's another line. So what I'm trying to say is that there's a deception, but not everybody's being deceived. Like, for instance, the elders. Some of them, I read their YouTube, some of them that came out and exposed, why they left and everything like that. But there's a lot of them, and even I have a stepfather who was totally into it. I think he was into it like because of the power and how it made him feel. So that's another line. So there's so many reasons, and then there's people who go in to hide. You know what I mean? I've seen it on YouTube where this person was doing really bad in their life, and they went in because they know that they can hide there. Nobody's going to say anything. It's like a hiding place. They don't have to tell them anything about, what was going on, but they can live their life and have friends and things like that. A lot of things that you can't do in the world, not their term of the world, but in the world, actually. So I wanted to say that because of the fine lines, okay? So when you talk about the organization, okay, what I wanted to say is, in this one, is, well, what's the reason? What's the reason that you can continue to go on and try and make things right, okay? So, the reason is that in the world, you could have one person, just one person, that will mess up everything, okay? I know you've probably seen it in life, and it doesn't really just mess up one thing. It messes up a lot of things. So you see, you have this religion or this cult, which is called Jehovah Witnesses. But does it really do a lot of damage? And I believe so. I mean, because even every individual, they're just like everybody else. Out of all the things that you see in the world that we're living in, it also exists in the Jehovah Witness organization. But only it's very well hidden. Like, and the problem is that each person has to carry their wrong or whatever they're doing on their own shoulders, because they can't expose it to others. Because so many times I talk to people who say, oh yeah, I know Jehovah's Witness, I do this with them, or I do that with them, or I do that with them. And I know right there that they're like doing it, you know, with this personality that they built outside of the organization. Because they're in the organization, but they can never face the fact of their things that they're doing, what I would say, against the organization. But as you see, things are not really against the organization as long as you agree with the organization. So you can see all the different fine lines that's happening and going on in the organization. Why does it affect us? It affects the world, because in actuality, the world is taking care of this organization that doesn't even support the world. Okay? Because it can't exist without everybody in the world taking care of them. Like, for instance, the government, they can't exist without the government. Their headquarters is in America, and America is supporting them. There's so many things. I mean, when I was growing up, I always thought the organization was self-sufficient, which they want to be, but they can't be self-sufficient. And the more time goes on, the less self-sufficient they are, because now they have the World Wide Web, and it's impossible to exist nowadays without using the web. So instead of not using the web, they use it, and then they downgrade it, and they say it's Satan's organization or something like that. So all these lines that we have to work with when we want to discuss something about the organization. So there are a lot that are being deceived, but it's not just deception. It's the fact that it's an organization which is kind of dangerous, because all of those people coming out of the religion will go, it's like crazy. I mean, like, one person goes crazy. I know I went crazy, and I've seen it. When you go out to religion, you kind of go crazy. And if they let a certain amount of people out, or if something happens to the organization or whatever, and these people are free, I mean, it would pretty much be a catastrophe. And I'm not kidding, I've seen it. So we have all those problems to worry about. So we can see what one deception does. It makes something that is not, that appears to be working very well, and everybody's getting along and everything, but in fact it's like a bomb or something, because there's so many wrong things with it that it has to be taken care of in some kind of way. That's what I see, because I was just wanted to talk about deception, those being deceived, but in the organization there's so many other things that's going on that I have to relate also. Now, so then the next one I wanted to talk about was, which is not for this one, but like I said, when I wanted to do these three, I decided that, wait, not everybody's in it that wants to be, not everybody is being deceived, and a lot of them are working along with it and know exactly what they're doing. So, but you have to help those. You have to try and help those who are being deceived. So that's the whole thing. And I come up with the idea also is that I think a greater percent of those who are in the organization are on the side of the deceiver. So I have to work it from there. Because see, like I wanted to do all these things and I wanted to express something about those are being deceived. But as I see it, a great amount of those in the organization are actually working along with it. So I have to work from there. This is what I came up with so far. And we're still on the fine lines of deception before I get to the personality of the deceiver. Okay? Thank you very much.